Hello, everyone. Welcome to Date My Friends with Taylor P. Miller. Every episode, I will interview one of my eligible, hot, amazing friends. And if you think they're hot too, you can click on the link in our Instagram bio and ask them out. Shoot your shot. So today we have a very eligible, very handsome.
So eligible and handsome.
Funny, smart, on TV.
Yeah.
Friends with Rob Lowe.
Yeah.
So your mom will like him immediately.
Mamas love me.
Give it up for Aaron Branch. Welcome to Date My Friends.
Thank you so much, Taylor.
Of course.
It's just an honor to be here.
I'm so
You
glad
have
you're
no idea.
here.
I hope you don't mind. I am going to be doodling.
Okay.
I have ADHD and this helps me focus.
Okay.
So
of course.
that's all I'm probably going to be doing.
Okay.
But if you're on a date with me, I won't be doodling.
He's going to bring this
Just
notepad.
so what are your
It's going to be your anniversary at Nobu, and he's going to be like just drawing.
I'm like a
shapes.
child. I need like the crayons.
Well, that's perfect. You know, I'm a preschool teacher, so I actually feel really safe right now.
Wow.
I mean, black pen.
But
I'd
they're supposed
prefer
to be
that you were using oil pastels.
1,020%.
You know.
But they're supposed to be dating me, not us, Taylor.
So I always ask people first, do you want to just tell me a little bit about your dating journey? Like what it's been like the past, you can date it back to, you know, when you first started dating. It can be a long dating journey or it can just be the last few weeks, whatever you want to share.
For sure. So I don't know. I really have never been I wasn't a dater until my early 20s. So I didn't have like a girlfriend in high school, no girlfriend in like middle school.
That's so much better.
None in like grade school. It was very much like kind of doing my own thing. Obviously had like, it's like I'm doing stand up. Obviously had like flings, I guess, in high school, but it never like materialized into anything that was like serious.
Yeah.
So when I got to college, it kind of ended up being the same thing until my, I guess that would have been my junior year or senior year. No, it was the beginning of my senior year of college. And I ended up meeting my first girlfriend ever.
Okay.
And we were together for, it would have been all of my senior year and then all of 2019. Well, half of 20. We were together for about 2.5 years, I would say.
Okay.
2.5 years.
Side note, side thought. I think people who have a serious relationship in high school kind of scare me.
They do, because most of the time,
how do you know your brain's not developed?
It doesn't make any sense. And there's some people that are still together from high school, but I think I kind of understand it though, because they like know
cute.
It's so cute, and they also understand each other. The older I get, the more I wish that I would have had that. I'm not gonna lie.
I actually was just saying that to my therapist the other day. I'm like, people who marry their high school sweetheart have never been rejected.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
The confidence.
I was rejected on the way here. Like a third Hinge date was like, I don't feel a spark, and here I am just like filming my podcast. You know, I'm like, they have never been rejected.
That's really interesting.
That's so crazy.
It's also wild. There's something.
They do have to stick with the decision that they made at 15 before they could drive.
It's also polite though that people are turning you down versus ghosting. Yeah. I will respect a person that will just do that versus just going ghost, because it's
I'm bulletproof, but throw me a bullet. Like if I'm just standing there waiting, like
that's hilarious. I'm gonna start calling you Superman. I could take it, but throw the punch. Like don't make me wait, because I can't handle anxiety. It's the wait game.
It's the limbo.
Yeah, that limbo sucks.
Yeah.
And so with her for about 2.5 years, and then the next relationship was very interesting, because at this point I think I would have been I was 24. We had just broken up, and then I had told myself, I was like, I'm not going to do that again. It was like, it wasn't a bad relationship, especially if they listen to this. It was not a bad relationship at all. If anything, it was just more of like a timing thing, and they wanted to go to New York. I wanted to stay in LA. I had just like signed with like a talent agent, and we had already been doing long distance for so long before that, and there was only like a 3 to 4 month window in which we lived in the same city. And then logistically, it was just starting to get a lot more confusing. Yeah. And I'm so like an in the moment person, I can't always be on my phone and talking. And so although it was a relationship, I don't know if I would necessarily always classify it as a relationship, but in my mind at that time, I was like, this is my girlfriend. So a month after I broke up with her, and I was like, I'm not going to date. I'm single. I live in LA. I'm doing this. I was living in an artist commune at the time.
Those sound so crazy.
It was so much fun.
Were you in bunk beds?
Yeah, bunk beds.
How many people in your room?
Like, the first place was about 16 of us. That sounds about right. About 16 of us. Second place was only 4. And then the last place was probably about like 12. Wow. Yeah, it was a lot.
Was everyone hooking up?
Yeah, people were hooking up, but you can only hook up in the bathrooms.
Right, because it was bunk bed.
Yeah, I think I only participated in that once, and it was dope. But it still also was like, this is also not hygienic.
And then it was your roommate.
Yeah,
it's a
lot. It's a lot, but it was fun though. It felt like a good, like, I did that right after college, so it was a nice like post college, like in betweener phase.
Yeah.
And then like a month after me and my first girlfriend broke up, I was like, I'll never forget the day. I bumped into this girl in the kitchen. And like the way that it happened was like so silly. I was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry." Like,
you know, literally
bumped into her because I moved super fast, also. But not if we're dating. I take my time. If anyone's listening, but then and then we just like over time just started like giggling, and we were both like assistants. And so, but we started like staying up late and like watching movies together, and we would like be so late to work, or but we were having just so much fun and like giggling, and I was like, well,
falling in love.
I have a new girlfriend a month after that, and I will say that was the first time I felt like what a girlfriend was.
Okay.
Because I was like, oh, I'm with you every day, and although we live together and it's kind of this weird thing, it just fits so well into my life.
Married.
It was the best.
With 10 other kids.
But then the pandemic happened. So that was like 2019 at that point.
Okay.
And we started dating. I think even though we were like exclusive, I officially asked her to be my girlfriend in February of 2020.
Ooh, bad timing.
Bad timing.
Or good timing. If
it was because we were
her.
having such a great time. And like at that point, my mom would come up. She had met my mom. She met my cousin. Like everything was great. And then the pandemic happened. And at the artist commune, our manager ended up being like a raging racist, and we have like, we have to get out of here right now. So I ended up finding like a 5-bedroom mansion in like Lincoln Heights.
Oh my God.
And I pulled all these people out from the commune that hadn't moved back home because of the pandemic, and we all moved into this like huge mansion. And I just had lived with my new girlfriend on accident because of our circumstances, and we technically already lived together. But it was just because the world was in this. We had separate rooms, but it was a whirlwind experience. But I just feel like it accelerated our relationship by like, even though we were only there for 2 years, it felt like 6 years, man.
COVID really did that. Like a lot of people just like got engaged, or like it could accelerate your breakup or accelerate your trajectory.
And that's what happened. And me and her will always be cool. That is like my homie. She is so dope. She's so smart also, but I just don't.
Good for you.
Yeah.
I feel like people who are friends with their ex also kind of scare me.
We don't talk. I mean, we don't talk. Like, it's not like I'm out here like talking to her also. Yeah, we're just good. Like, we ended things on such good terms. Like, I helped her move when she like finally moved out of LA.
What do you think about being friends with your ex?
Like,
we're grabbing drinks tonight. Like, because I'm like, if you're friends with your ex, you were never in love with them, in my opinion. Man. I'm like, if you're good with your ex and you could just chill with them, why are you not together? You didn't try hard enough. You should have nothing left when you break up. No. You should be a shell of a human being who can barely make it to work.
Yeah, talk your shit.
If you're just
talk your shit. Yeah, I see you.
Am I right?
I'm like, what are you giving? You're like, you're giving it your
like,
all.
No, I'm like, when you leave a relationship, you should be broken. You shouldn't just be like, yo, want to catch a movie? It's been real.
That's really
unless
insane.
I'm just in different relationships.
No, I think that everybody has a different mindset. I think I like that though. That means that you're willing to be able to put yourself. You're going in 100%.
Yeah.
And I think that is really commendable.
Oh, thank you.
I really appreciate that.
It's just, I could have left some stuff earlier, maybe. Now that I'm looking back at it.
Super quickly, are you into astrology at all?
Like, only because I live in LA and like it's thrust upon me, and I really identify with my sign.
Really?
Yes.
What's your sign?
Pisces.
Pisces. That's why we get along so well.
What are you?
I'm a Gemini.
I don't know a lot about signs.
It's totally fine.
But because it's LA, a lot of people have told me things about being a Pisces, and every time someone says something, I'm like, yes.
That makes sense.
Yes.
I only know, again, because of my ex-girlfriend, but there's this thing called the IC. And the IC is like it's minds in Pisces, and typically that are people that are in my IC apparently feel like family. And so it's Pisces also.
That is why we became friends
That
so
makes
fast.
sense. That makes total sense.
Okay.
But going back to this, I forgot why I brought up the astrology. Oh, yeah. What's your Venus sign?
Is that my rising?
No, your Venus. Do you know what your Venus is?
I think I only know my rising and my moon. Is Venus a whole third one?
It's like a fifth one. But the reason why I'm asking is because I'm kind of into astrology, but not
You're
really.
pretty into it if you know about Venus signs.
Well, because I listen. I listen in relationships.
He listens, ladies.
I listen, ladies. No, but you know the comic, I feel so bad that I can't think about her name right now, from Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Yes.
You know who I'm
the
talking
mom
about.
or the aunt.
The aunt.
Yeah. I can't think
of her name also. She's fantastic.
She's very famous.
She's really into astrology, and we had a crazy talk at the Improv, and she was like, can I see your chart? And I showed her. And mine's in Taurus. And she was like, because you're in Taurus, it's so interesting. She was like, you typically in relationships stick around longer than you should.
Okay.
And so I didn't know that was like a thing, but like when I
gotta check my.
You should check to see, because when I looked back at it, I was like, that makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's just kind of a little food for thought.
I also want to circle back. You said you were staying up late watching movies, going to work late.
Yeah.
I think falling in love is exhausting. It's like a drug. You're addicted to drugs.
Life can be so mundane, but when you just meet a person that just brightens up your day to a place where it's like, I look forward to go out of my way to spend as much time as possible with you because you make me feel happy. And it's not like I'm even looking for completion. Like, I feel complete within myself.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that you just make my time better, I think, is the reason.
Or when you're
why.
driving to their house and you're just like,
you're just excited.
I'm not driving fast
enough. And you get those
'cause
butterflies.
I want to be there.
You kind of create this like whole. All my dude friends watch this and be like, Aaron, you are sus. But this is really.
No, you're a certified lover boy, or it's all a front.
This is what I don't tell my friends also. But I know there is like this cool like. When you're in like that honeymoon phase, like, and you kind of create your own language too.
Yeah.
Like the way that you talk to each other is just different. Like, yeah, it's just fun. It's great.
Are you on dating apps?
No, I've never have been.
You've never?
I did when I first moved to LA.
You're just raw dogging it.
Yeah, I like to meet people in life.
Good for you.
I like it.
It's always been hard for me. I'm not in a lot of environments with straight men besides comedy. And I think
you have to like go out of your way.
Yeah, like I'm a preschool teacher.
Yeah.
I went to theater school.
What's your favorite app?
Hinge.
That's where you felt you've had the most success.
Yeah, there's an app called Locks Club, which is like Raya for Jews.
That's so dope.
I'm an ambassador, so
hey, I
click on the link in my bio.
Shadow response.
There's not a lot of people on the app.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to get them to sponsor this podcast,
That'd be sick.
I'm gonna be only positive. It's a newer app, so there's not a ton of people on it, so you don't get that many matches. But every date that I've gone on from it, so it's like you might have to wait 2 months to get a date.
Yeah.
But I pretty much always like the person, go on a second date. My first boyfriend, we were each other's first date on the app.
Wow.
Like, it's the only app that I've gotten an actual relationship out of and not just like a situationship.
How long were you guys together for?
A year.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's beautiful though.
Yeah.
Especially just from like modern day dating. I feel like that does not. I guess no, that's not true.
No, a lot of my friends meet people on Hinge. I feel like for me, Hinge is always like situationships, or I'll go on 3 dates with someone. Like what just happened on the way here with like the I don't feel a spark. Like I feel like I either send an I don't feel a spark text or they send me. Like it's a lot of. Yeah, because you're dating a stranger.
1,000%.
So it's like.
When did you get out of your last long-term relationship?
It's been like almost 2 years.
Whoa.
Yeah.
And then did you ever take a break in between dating?
I was definitely not trying to like date after that.
Yeah,
I was still like going out with people and having fun. Yeah. But I'm kind of on a break right now, actually.
Do you think it's because of like comedy's going really well for you? Is it like, or like you're busy with like kind of, because you're not in school right now, are you?
I'm teaching. I'm doing summer camp at the school. No, I'm like on just a couple answers to that. I did take a break also during the pandemic 2020 because I was just like, it's kind of hard to date. Let me like build myself up. Yeah. I like lost 20 pounds. I went blonde. I was also just trying to figure out, I like lost my job in the pandemic. So I had a lot of, I had a lot of immediate things for myself that I had to do. I was like, I need to get a job. I'm like doing this glow up thing. Like I was just like, I can't really date right now. So that was like a year where I was just not dating, and it was my favorite year. It was amazing because I just wasn't thinking about it at all.
Yeah.
So I did that then, and then
fun.
at the end of that, I met, like at the end of that year, I went on like 3 dates. One of them, you know, I liked him, he didn't like me. Next one, he liked me, I didn't like him. And then I met my ex. We did it for a year.
Wow.
And then since then, I like definitely went through a healing process, and now I feel like so ready to date someone. Like
That's great.
I feel so whole. Like you were just saying, like
you really need that.
I love
man.
myself. I love hanging out with myself. I almost feel like too set in my ways to find a boyfriend in some ways.
You're
like I'm so like comfortable and fine, and like I really don't need anyone.
For sure.
But I want someone.
I want someone too. I just don't want. It's so interesting too because you go through all of that, right? And in my mind, as you're telling the story, I'm like, oh, this must have just recently happened. And then I'm like, oh wait, no. It's crazy how you go through all of that, but so much time has passed.
Yeah.
And then you realize like how much time certain people just take from your life.
Yeah.
And then I look back on, I'm like, man, I didn't have to do most of those things. I could have been spending time like getting closer with my friends or like getting closer with my family. So I'm like, now I'm at a place now because I feel better within my own body. I'm like, whoever it is that comes into my life next, I'm like, I'm going all the way in.
I know. People are always saying like, oh, like, don't worry about being single. Like, don't think about finding a boyfriend. You have to love yourself. And I'm like, no, I love myself and I want someone, and that's fine. And I almost think it's like disrespectful when people say that, because it's like wanting a partner doesn't mean that you're not happy.
Yeah, for sure.
You can want a partner and you can have a partner and not be happy.
Yeah.
You can want a partner and be happy. Like everyone's different. I think there's a lot of general advice that people just give out to single people, and it's not always relevant.
No, most of the time it's only like applied to like their situation
specifically. I was recently hanging out with a friend, and we were just chatting, and she was like, Taylor, you need to like date yourself. You need to be comfortable being alone. And I was like, girl, I am so comfortable alone. This is a girl who lives with her family, has 5 people in her house. I was like, I live alone. I am alone all the time, and it does not make me uncomfortable at all.
No.
I go to bed every night alone. I wake up alone, and I am having a dance party by myself, naked in my one bedroom, all the time.
People try to bring you into their BS. And I'm like, bro, that's you.
If
that's
anything,
not
I'm
me.
too comfortable with myself. I should not be scrambling eggs naked every morning.
That's
like I'm
hysterical. Also, it's really funny. Like, good for you. Also, I can't do that because I have a roommate. But
yeah,
that's hysterical. Benefits of being solo dolo, but it's truth though. Like it's weird, and I think that like it's like this is gonna sound weird, but like. I grew up with my mom not playing the radio in the car, and we'd be in silence. That sounds...
My grandparents do that.
It sounds weird. It felt totally normal, and in some ways it's really comforting to me, where I'm totally fine with my thoughts. Like, I can sit with my thoughts... Wow,
you're so mentally stable.
I can sit with my thoughts for a long time. I'm fine, I'm chilling, but there's... one of my friends recently was like, yeah, I have to keep the radio on. And I'm like, that's so scary.
Were they a comic?
Yeah, I mean, probably an artist of some sort, but probably a comic. But I'm like, that's wild.
Comics can't be with their thoughts. I feel like,
man. Generally, I don't want that. I'm like, no. I love my thought. Like, I'm fine. Even if they get kind of weird sometimes, like I'm chilling. Like it's not anything too deep.
I think. If I have like a really bad day, I do need to drive in silence. Not even bad, just like a hard day at work.
That's you being comfortable with yourself, though.
It's also because I'm a preschool teacher, it's so loud in my classroom.
You just need quiet.
That I get in the car and I'm like,
yeah.
No one's crying.
That's hilarious.
It's so nice.
Like this is just peaceful.
I can hear my thoughts.
That's crazy. Someone put me on to brown noise.
What's that?
Brown noise?
I've seen
it's not white noise, bro.
What is it?
Is
it an app?
Because I used to use white noise.
I sleep with white noise.
Right?
Yeah.
I thought when this person was saying this to me, I thought they were doing a bit. I was like, oh, you're doing like a racial joke? And they're like, no, brown noise. So there's white noise, which I used to use all the time. Yeah. Brown noise, it's weird how it blends in. with like the environment way more. It sounds like you actually have the AC running.
Do you get a machine?
No, on your phone. They have like brown noises on like Spotify or like YouTube. I think it's called brown noise.
No, I've seen memes about this.
It is.
I thought it was a joke too.
Yeah, no, it's the best.
Okay, I'm gonna try it.
Just putting that out there too. Something that you could just have like playing in the background if you don't just want silence. But it still is silence at the same time. Brown noise.
Brown noise.
Or if you want to date me, come get this caramel noise.
Yeah, comfortable with yourself. Yeah. I think it's the way. But I think so the reason, sorry, there's something in my eye. The reason that I'm taking just a little bit of a break, like I do feel like I'm so in a place where I'm ready to be in a relationship, and I'm really thankful because I think I was also in this place before starting my last one, and like you just come into a relationship way better. Yeah. But because I feel ready, I'm like really wanting one, and I think I've been treating dating as like a job. Like I'm like I have one date a week. I go to the same bar. I'm in the same outfit. Yeah. I'm like too methodical about it in a way, and I'm like, okay, I need to plan my date. Like I don't have a show on Tuesday, date Tuesday, whatever. Sure. Like I do everything the same. And after the last guy, I just like, he wasn't that special, but like we had a
not really, special is crazy.
No, like we had a really good connection on the first 2 dates. Third date was like and then he broke it off, and it did just really hurt my feelings. And I'm like, it's okay. It's part of dating. It's you can't date without, you're putting yourself at risk when you date to get your feelings hurt. That's true. That's true. If you don't marry your high school sweetheart, you might get rejected a time or two. And I'm just like, I think I just need a little break before I get rejected again.
See, that's one thing. I have never been dumped. And
must be nice.
That is, I'm not going to lie, really scary to me.
Getting dumped?
Because at this point, like, I
think dumping is really scary.
That's hard.
I don't like dumping.
It's hard.
I've had 2 boyfriends, got dumped by one, dumped one.
Yeah.
And they were equally hard in my opinion.
Yeah.
Because I think when you dump, you're not totally sure if it's the right choice.
Because it's like...
And it's this pressure of like, should I do it today? What if he gets better? What if I can't find someone as good?
It's a scary part.
Like, it was so anxiety inducing, and I think I was questioning it even for months after, even though everyone in my life was saying it was the right choice. Like, it feels like you're making this huge life decision, and you've got to go in there and just ruin someone's life.
1,000%.
And that is a
horrible.
I hated doing that to a person.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, when I got dumped, I was heartbroken, but it was like,
fine.
Okay, there's nothing I can do about this.
Yeah, because that's just how they feel. That's just what it's,
and I don't want to date someone who doesn't want to date me. So as soon as he said it, like, there was no part of me that was like, and that was a much shorter relationship. It was only like 4 or 5 months, but I was obsessed.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, well, if he doesn't want to date me, like, you don't want to date someone who doesn't want to date you.
Yeah, so some people do. And you're probably still going to be like, you know, spend a few days in bed or like do whatever you got to do to cope. But like,
it still hurts, but it's out of your control. And I think having the control was like scary to me.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like that I'm doing this and they don't want it. And
that's a healthy way to look at it though, man. Because I'll tell you what, I have some friends that do not have the same perspective.
Have they been through both though? Because I think that's why I have that perspective, because I've done both.
I would think so, but you're right, I don't fully know, and I'm also generalizing a group of people. There are people that are like, they're making the wrong choice, and will try to convince them, like, take me back, and I mean, like, ugly. I'm like, do you? But I'm like, I could never.
Yeah.
I'm like, once it's over, I wish you well. Plus, you want to keep it cool, and LA is so small. Yeah. I would hate to be in a situation where it was ever awkward and we ran into each other. So that's
the hard part for me. I really respect that you only date people that you've met in real life. Yeah. But I feel, because I've gone through phases where I've tried to do that, and to me, the apps just feel so much cleaner because they're strangers. And there's not like...
Oh, it's cleaner.
It's just cleaner. Like, you meet a guy or a girl.
Yeah.
You date them or you don't date them. You might meet their friends along. Let's say you go out with someone for 4 months. Okay, you meet their friends a few times, but it's their friends. Yeah. And these are your friends. And when you break up, okay, I'm not going to hang out with your friend anymore. Probably whatever. Like, it was only a couple group hangs anyway.
For sure.
Whereas when I have a friend group, or it's in college, whatever, it's so messy to like, first of all, cross that line. I have always had a really hard time crossing lines with friends. Like, if I have a crush on a guy friend, how do I tell them? Do they know I like them? We're hanging out in groups.
Yeah.
Like, if I ask them to hang out one-on-one, are they even going to know that I'm interested? Like, I've talked to them about other guys. If it starts as friends, generally, I'm always dating someone. Like, it's usually short term, but like, I'm usually bringing a guy around, talking about a guy. So then, like, if it grows with a friend, what do you, like, it just seems so messy and so much to navigate. Whereas Hinge, I'm like,
it's clean.
This person has liked me. They like the way I look. They've seen pictures of me. I look like all my pictures.
Yeah.
We're on a date. Whether or not they're looking for a relationship, I know tonight we're on a date.
Yeah, for sure.
And then if you break up, bye.
Yeah. I think that makes a lot of sense. And I think that looking at it from that perspective, I think I probably would have overcame a lot of some messiness I think that happened. Like,
yeah,
especially in college, like dating people that were also in my classes or like things like that. One situation in particular that got really messy. And we ended up, settling everything up and it was fine. But it's just kind of like, yeah, there is definitely something about dating within your immediate vicinity. And if I go out of my way to date someone that's completely outside of my circle, I don't think I've ever done that.
There's pros and cons, because I think sometimes with Hinge, you miss out on, you're not friends first.
Yeah.
And when you're friends first, it can be really beautiful, because like,
you
know that person so well.
But it's hard to have that, though, especially as you get older.
Oh, yeah. Well, it's weird to be friends with guys. Like, for me, I don't really have guy friends that I hang out with one-on-one. Like, most of my guy friends are comics.
Yeah.
And we're hanging out in the green room.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It just always feels like a date if you're 30 and someone else is 30 and you're like,
what up?
Do you want to get...
It depends, man.
Unless,
yeah,
I think, like, coffee, drinks, like, you can kind of frame it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's like, also, I just don't have a lot of interests that guys like. So I'm like...
It's a personality type thing.
Yeah.
I think because I was raised around a lot of women, I have a lot of women that are friends.
Yeah.
Just because that's just how I was raised.
Yeah.
Versus someone
and they're fun to be friends with.
Yes, they're great. Women
elevate your life. Feeling.
Elevate your life.
Yeah.
Upgrade you.
What do boys talk about?
What do you mean?
Like when it's you and just another boy. Like,
we're just chilling. I don't really talk.
But like what do you guys like? I always wonder, like when two boys are hanging out, like what's the conversation? What are the topics?
We trade videos, like Instagram videos and laugh.
Like you show like prank videos to each other?
Yeah, just hang out.
Okay.
It's just chilling.
You're not like talking about your past trauma.
I try to, and then they're like, dude, what are you doing, man?
And that's why you have friends that are girls.
I guess. I like hanging out with girls though, because it's a much more like detail oriented.
Yeah.
We're like talking about very specific topics and we're going into things that like are a lot more interesting. And there are guys that are like that too. Like my roommate is like that. But again, he also was raised by...
Is your roommate single?
He has two sisters. Yes, Michael is single. Also Jewish.
Fix me up!
He's a four-time Emmy Award winner.
Oh my God! Okay, we'll circle back.
Hey, finding love everywhere.
Oh my God, I'm blushing.
No,
okay.
Michael is fantastic also. But again, he also two sisters, really close to this mom.
Yeah.
Like the whole line. So it's like, but we communicate very similar also.
I feel as a sister, I have two brothers. Yeah. I feel so much.
I'm surprised you're not around more dudes because of that though. Or like try to have more dude friends. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm a girl's girl.
Yeah, that's fine.
I get along really well with guys though.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think it's like partially because of my interest, and I think it's because of what you're talking about. It can get deeper.
Yeah.
But no, I get a lot. I mean, I'm in stand up. I'm around
so many dudes.
It's all dudes. And I think
and some of the worst dudes you've ever met in your life.
Yeah.
Some of the worst men ever.
Yeah, I know.
Horrible.
That's why when I met you, I'm like, do you want to be friends? Literally, I think I said that to you.
And I appreciate it too. You're so funny and like.
Thank you. Can I ask, what are you looking for in a partner? Can you like sum that up?
This is going to sound so dumb, and I hope it doesn't sound crazy. I'm looking for something sweet and simple. I think I've tried the like complex, like let's try and build something and let's like do this and like let's try to like making like this, and like it just gets too crazy. And I think life is already so crazy. Yeah. I just want something that's just like very simple, There's not really like.
It should kind of feel like you're by yourself. Like,
well,
not in,
not
no,
really,
but I mean
actually,
in a way of like,
the opposite.
I feel like, no, the way I mean that is like, I was hanging out with this guy recently where I was just like so comfortable around him that it felt equal to like the comfort I feel when I'm just by myself. Like I didn't feel like I had to make him laugh or make him feel comfortable. It was just like, we were just chilling.
Just chilling, because life is so stressful, especially right now.
Not by yourself in a lonely way. By yourself in a comfort way of like, I'm doing and saying the same things that I would say to like people that I've known forever.
For sure. And what we do already is so
on,
and it's so like demanding, and I wouldn't do anything else in the world. So like I just want like to be able to just like, one, obviously to be able to devote myself also, but I don't want like the like agenda of like, I don't know, like it's really hard to describe. I think you kind of know what I mean though, but it's just simple. Like it's not like when we're going on a trip, we're just going on a trip. When we're going to be at home hanging out, we're just hanging out.
Yeah.
It's not like we're also at home trying to devise a plan of like this next script, and we're also, because we think similarly, then we're trying to do that. I'm like, I'm done. I've been there and I've done that. I'm like, we can both be writers. We could both be actors. I really don't care. But when we're together, I just want to kind of just like hang out and then plan out a personal life. Yeah. Not continue to plan out the career side of things too. We can still help each other. Yeah. But I just don't want that to be like the basis of the relationship. Yeah. I want to feel like an adventure, I guess, also. I don't know. That kind of was a left field.
Simple.
Sweet and simple.
A simple adventure.
But I feel like
that's how we can summarize.
A simple adventure.
It's simple adventure.
It's just like, I think
that really makes sense. I know what you mean.
Yeah. That's really what I want.
So let's do a little lightning round of questions.
And
then we'll sum it up.
Let's get it.
All right. I got 10 questions.
Woo!
Don't think, just answer. I'm going to give you 2 options for each one.
Okay.
Okay. These are dating themed rapid questions.
Okay.
All right. Go out or stay in?
Ooh, go out now.
DoorDash or cook?
DoorDash.
Morning person or night person?
I want to be a morning person, but I'm a night person.
Apple Music or Spotify?
Apple Music all the way. Shout out to Steve Jobs.
Smoke or drink?
Neither.
Okay. McDonald's or Taco Bell?
Oh, McDonald's.
Netflix or HBO Max?
Netflix, duh.
Band or DJ?
Band.
TV show or movie?
TV show. Movie. Recently movie. Movie.
I also just made the switch.
TV show felt like, didn't feel good. So movie, I would probably say. I love movies.
Okay. Hotel or Airbnb?
Ooh, Airbnb.
Okay.
That's it?
That's the lightning round.
That was sick.
We went quick.
That's sick.
I know. I had thoughts on each one, and then I'm like, I didn't want to take us out of the lightning.
No, it's cool.
I didn't want to take us out of the lightning.
That was fun.
Thank you.
That was good.
I was trying to come up with them today.
I feel closer to my higher self.
Yeah. When you got to go fast, you really meet yourself.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, whoa. That's what I want.
Did any of them surprise you? I feel like McDonald's surprised you a little bit.
McDonald's surprised me a lot.
I thought you were going to say Taco Bell. All right. That was Date My Friends with Aaron Branch. If you want to ask him out on a date, head to the link in our bio and shoot your shot.